Okay, now this is the lesson regarding to the English tenses we took yesterday, and I want from you, Miss Jihan, to be able to do this exercise on page A136, and this exercise you have to put the verbs in brackets in past perfect simple. Past perfect simple. You know past perfect, Ms. Jihan? Exactly. Had
past perfect الماضي البسيط.
Yes, exactly. Like had done. Or continuous, had been doing. Had been doing, which means had been verb ing. If you think both are possible, use the continuous form. Okay? Okay. Now, for example, his English was very good. His English was very good.
Very good.
By the way, this sentence, both tenses are acceptable. So, but I prefer you to choose the past perfect continuous. He'd been learning it for 5 years. He'd been learning it for 5 years. Now, let's move to number 1 with Miss Salsabil. And try to choose between present perfect simple or past perfect simple or past perfect continuous.
Okay. I was really fed up because we have been queuing for hours.
Queuing. Yes. Queue. Look. Here. The English is very weird. For this queue, it means like the line you where you stand waiting for your turn. So it's pronounced as if like you are pronouncing the letter Q. Okay, so Q. So when you want to add ing, it be queuing exactly. So I will write it down. And thank you.
What does that mean for queuing?
The line, Miss Jihan, the line when you stand. For example, at the airport or PTT, or maybe you are waiting for people to finish. Exactly. Queue. It's called queue. But when you want to add ing, you say you pronounce it as queuing. So I'm gonna write it here. We had been queuing for hours. We've been queuing for hours. We had been, I forgot. Okay, queuing for hours. Now let's move to number 2 with Miss Jihan. I will read it for you, but you have to choose between present past perfect simple or past perfect continuous. She went to the police to report that someone.
Hello,
yes, can you hear me?
The voice lagging. Okay. That someone. What?
I will. Okay, Miss Jihan لحظة. رح اتكلم بالعربي شوي. انت مهمتك مس جيهان، شو ما كان الفعل الموجود بين قوسين، تمام؟ انت بتحطيه بتو فورمز، يعني بشكلين. الشكل الاول يا بتحطيه هاد زائد فيرب 3 التصريف الثالث من الفعل، او بتحطيه بالشكل هاد then verb ing. اوكي؟ طيب مشان اساعدك بهالتمرين الثاني، اوكي، عندك الفعل ستيل يسرق، تمام؟ ستيل يسرق. طيب ستيل هو التصريف الاول، ستول هو التصريف الثاني، ستولن هو التصريف الثالث. طيب كيف بده يصير بهالحاله؟
هلا she went to the police to report that someone stolen her bag.
انت طبعا صحيح، ولكن مس جيهان برجع بقول لك بدك تختاري يا حاضر يا ماضي تام اللي هو فوق هاد زائد التصريف الثالث. exactly. اوكي.
شكرا جزيلا.
العفو. ولو
معليش انا يعني عقد على قلبي، معليش.
لا بالعكس هذا حقك والله، يعني بالعكس. اوكي. Now Miss Salsabil, and by the way Miss Jihan, you are so lucky to have Miss Salsabil. You can't find somebody. See, she's so like supportive. So, number 3, go ahead, Miss Salsabil.
Okay. It have been raining all morning. The streets were wet and there were puddles everywhere.
Puddles.
Puddles everywhere.
Very good. So this is past perfect continuous. It had, look, Ms. Jihan, it had been raining. It had been raining all morning. The streets were wet and there were puddles everywhere. Okay, Ms. Jihan, I will help you with this. Number 4. She got to work late because she عندك التصريف الأول هو leave. طيب leave بدك تحطيها بالتصريف الثالث، ما هي؟ وتحطي معها had، شو بتصير؟
She had leave.
Had left.
She had left her phone at home and
had to. Had to بتضل مثل ما هي had to go back and get it. Exactly. Okay. So now let's move to Mr. Sabil with number 5.
I almost didn't recognize Tony at the party. He had changed a lot since I last saw him.
Very good. He had changed a lot. He had changed a lot. Okay. I'm gonna erase everything now. Okay, Ms. Jihan, and I will scroll down to number 7.
6. 6.
Hello?
Number 6.
Yeah, number 6. Now, number 6, the tourists' faces were very red. They in the sun all morning. Ms. Jihan, إذا عندك all morning. Yes, bravo. Yes, they had been what?
In the sun all morning, and they
hadn't put on.
They hadn't
put on. Yes.
Any sun cream?
Any sun cream, yes. Any sun cream, yes. So again, the tourists' faces were very red. They had been sitting. They had been sitting
in the sunny all
morning, and they hadn't put on. And they hadn't
put any cream.
Any sun cream. Very good. Number 7, Miss Salsabil.
Okay, I could see from their expressions that my parents had been arguing.
Ah, yes, thank you. By the way, this is very interesting. They had been arguing. Very
arguing good. موعد إرشاد arguing?
لا, arguing مجادلة أو مخاصمة.
arguing.
Yes. Very good. Now, number 8, I will read it for you, Ms. Jihan. Jess had a bandage. Jess had a bandage on her arm because she off her bike that morning. وقعت يا حرام.
What is ثمانية ولا just had bleeding on her arm because she had
yes, had what? شو التصريف الثالث من fall? Fall, fill, fallen. Fallen ايه. على فكرة fallen
fallen okay fallen.
Yes. على فكرة fallen فيلم حلو لجيزة واشنطن. Had fallen. Okay. Now number 9, Miss Salsabil.
I was amazed because I had never seen such enormous plane before.
Thank you. I had never seen an enormous plane before. Enormous, very big. Finally, I want from Miss Jihan, how long before you realized that you were lost?
How long do you before? No, did you?
لا، بدنا نستخدم يا حاضر ماضي تام يا ماضي تام مستمر. مظبوط؟ معناتها ما في لا دو ولا did. في يا had التصريف الثالث.
How long had you?
Yeah, had you.
been walking.
Yeah, before you
Before
realize that
you realize that you were lost.
yes. Yeah. Okay, so is everything clear?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, yes. You're most welcome. Okay, now let's move to here to the rest of the lesson. If you remember, we stopped here at one of the exercises about speaking, and I told you we go to some here. I want you to think this is a homework, but by the way, you are not doing any homework. Remember, I gave you a homework, but nobody did it.
I'm so lazy. Women.
Yeah, I told you to complete the story by your own, but nobody actually said anything. So please, okay. Now look, but this is gonna be helpful for you to be able to tell a story using past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. That's why I need to teach you this. For example, look here, if you wanna tell a story, you need to be careful about the past, right? And especially the 4 tenses I taught you before: past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. I'm so sorry for the noise. There is an idiot who is like on a bike. Anyway, we were on a flight to Tokyo, and we'd been flying for about 5 hours. I was reading and my wife was watching a film when suddenly we heard a very loud noise. I'm so sorry, I want to close the window. Sorry for the noise, but there is like something outside. Okay, again, we were on a flight to Tokyo, and we'd been flying for about 5 hours. I was reading and my wife was watching a film when suddenly we heard a very loud noise. It sounded as if an engine had exploded. The pilot didn't tell us what had happened until half an hour. As you can see, here we have some of the past tenses here. We were on a flight to Tokyo, it's past simple, right?
Yeah.
And we've been flying for about 5 hours. This is what? Past perfect or past perfect continuous?
Continuous.
Very good. I was reading and my wife was watching a film. What is the tense, Ms. Sasabi?
Past continuous.
Very good. When suddenly we heard a very loud noise. Suddenly we heard a very loud noise. Ms. Jihan, what is the tense? Suddenly we heard a very loud noise.
Past.
Past what?
Wallahi, past continuous.
Simple. Continuous لازم يكون في ing. ثواني رح ارجع لك اياهم مس جيهان مشان يكون كل شيء واضح عليك. تصاريف الافعال هي على الشكل التالي. طيب اذا انا قلت لك I ate my breakfast. I ate my breakfast. تمام؟
past simple.
past simple خلاص اكلت وراح. تمام؟ خلص. هذا شكله هيك. التصريف الثاني verb 2. verb 2. اوكي؟ نيجي هلا على الزمن اللي بعده. I was eating my breakfast. كنت عم اكل الفطور. كنت اتناول الفطور. هذا past continuous. ليش؟ لانه في عندك was plus verb ing. اوكي. ننتقل هلا على الشكل الثالث من الماضي. I had eaten breakfast. I had eaten breakfast. had ماضي بسيط يعني past perfect. past perfect simple. اوكي؟ اللي هو تصريفه على الشكل التالي had plus verb 3. اوكي؟ طيب الشكل الاخير هو past perfect continuous اللي هو I had been eating breakfast. اوكي؟ طيب هذا هن اشكال الموجوده بالماضي. اوكي؟ اوكي رح ننتقل هلا على اللي بعدها. اوكي next. It sounded as if an engine had exploded. So look, it sounded as, this is past simple, right?
Yes.
As if an engine had exploded. This is past perfect.
Yes.
The pilot didn't tell us. This is past simple.
Yes.
The pilot didn't tell us what had happened. This is past perfect. Until half an hour later. Now, both of you, Ms. Jihan and Ms. Salsabil, I want you to do this exercise. You need to write similarly to this about an experience where you want to choose the 4 tenses: past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Take your time.
Can I do it at night, please?
لا هلا انت بس اكتبي 4 جمل Ms. Jihan. Do you understand?
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in a form of a story. Okay,
Right.
take your time. Have you finished?
والله أنا
يعني 2 sentences are enough Ms. Jihan. يعني
أوكي.
انه يعني حتى لو كتبتي جملتين انا منيح. يعني انا بعرف انه انت طبعا اذا بتحبي طبعا اذا عندك اياهم تحضريهم بعدين كمان بيكون كويس، بس انا بدي اشوف ادائك بالصف. طيب
Yesterday I read the story.
Yesterday I read a story.
A story, right.
بس على فكره اوكي اذا الموضوع ما في شيء ثاني، اذا ما بدك تقولي بالقصه شيء ثاني خلاص بتوقفي. بس اذا كنت عم بتقولي قصه بلشي فيها بالماضي المستمر، تمام؟ يعني مثلا خلاص وقت اذا انت قلتي yesterday I read a story وقفتي خلاص ما بدك تضيفي شيء ثاني تمام. اما اذا بدك تضيفي شيء ثاني بتبلشي فيها بالpast continuous. Like for example yesterday I was reading a story when my son called me, right?
Yes.
Do you understand? There are two actions.
صار فيها two action.
Bravo, very good.
Past continuous.
Exactly. Very good. Now, let's move now to Miss Salsabil. Go ahead.
Like yesterday, I was watching a movie when the electric went off. So I had to
Not went out, went off.
Went off. So I had to wait for 3 hours. Then I decided to go for a walk. So, but then it started raining. That's the sentences I came out with.
And you found a spaceship that leads to a place. You know, like it's yeah. And you thank. Very good. Yeah. You see, like see, you could actually, by the way, uses the past tenses is very helpful. It's very helpful. You know, and that's really good. Do you want to finish the story or that's it, Mr. Sabi?
Well, that's what I came out with right now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. But do you understand this part? Do you have any questions?
الحمد لله حتى لو تعلمنا الزمن بالنسبة لي لو تعلمت زمن واحد يعني miracle for me.
By the way Miss جيهان أنا برجع بكرر لك ما شاء الله هي موضوع إنه أنت للصراحة في شغلة هلا أنا معروف إنه أنت عندك حالي بس أنت في عندك شغلة حلوة إنه ما شاء الله عقلك حاضر وذكية.
من from here من السماع بحفظ سماعا مو قراءة.
ايه لا سماع طبعا اكيد طبعا ان شاء الله في برنامج ان شاء الله بعرف في برنامج اسمه أميرة هذا بيساعد الاشخاص اللي معهم ديسلكسيا. في برامج كثير ممكن انت تشوفيها على اللابتوب تمام. بتلاقيها برامج فيها بالارتفيشال انتليجنس ذكاء اصطناعي انه بيساعدك على عملية القراءة. يعني انت لازم شو تعملي مس جيهان؟ انت لازم تقعدي على القليله ما تدرسي قواعد. انت ما مهم تدرسي قواعد هون لانه ما نقطه ضعفك هي القواعد. نقطه ضعفك انك انت عم تشوفي حروف تمام عم تتلخبط تماما اكيد. فانت بدك تتعدي هالمشكله هي من خلال انك تتحدي حالك تتحدي نفسك تمام ان شاء الله. اوكي now let's move to here incredibly short stories. In this lesson, we are going to learn a very important point here, grammatical point, which is the position of adverbs and adverbial phrases. So today we are going to deal with two things, adverbs and adverbial phrases. So look at this quote. If you want a happy ending, that depends, of course, on where you stop your story. So this is a quote. So in this lesson, we are going to read some short stories and we're gonna learn how the adverbs are formulated in the stories, okay? So the first story, A, we have A, B, C, D. So A, we will have Miss Salsabil to read it.
Okay. The young men walked aggressively through the crowded shopping center. They had their target in their sights and wouldn't stop until they had done what they had set out to do. Now she felt scared. She ran from the hooded gang, stopped and was concerned. Miss, you forgot your handbag.
Exactly. Can I ask you a question, Miss Sabil? How did the man walk?
Aggressively.
Exactly. And aggressively, is it an adverb or an adjective?
An adverb.
An adverb. And what does it describe? The word aggressively, what does it describe?
The way he walked.
Exactly. And walk is a verb, right? So adverbs actually modify what?
Verbs.
Exactly. Do you understand, Ms. Jihan? So
do action. Yes.
Yeah, very good. Now we will move to B. In B, I will read it for Miss Jihan. I will help you.
I will try. If I stop, you can complete.
Okay.
They had been angry,
Arguing.
arguing bitterly.
Mhm.
The night before had come in from the
Garage
with all on his shoes
Mhm.
food up
fed up.
والله ما عم بفهم الكلمات شو تعني.
انا لهيك عم اقول لك خليني اقرا لك اياهم تسمعيهم تعرفي لفظهم وانا بحاول ترجم لك. اوكي. They had been arguing bitterly يعني بمر شيء مر او بصعوبه او ببشاعه bitterly. Arguing يتجادلون the night before. He had come in from the garage. اجى من الكراج with oil on his shoes. يعني في كمان مثل oil نفط او بمعنى زيت على shoes. fed up مالل desperate حزين. She stabbed him يعني طعنته بالسكين او كذا. horrified by what she had done كان كثير مرتعب باللي عملته. she drove away from the house يعني طلعت من البيت. she drove away بالسيارة طبعا along the cliff على الكليف الكليف شو بقى؟ ساعديني سلسبيل الكليف. what is the cliff? I know the meaning of cliff. The cliff is like, for example, like you are on a road, there is a cliff, you know, like a cliff, like a mountain has a cliff.
Edge.
Like the edge, exactly. But in Arabic, I mean, not in, what is it in Arabic?
يعني زاوية ركون أو شيء.
لا حافة, thank you. The cliff road. Suddenly, she realized that the brakes weren't working. يعني المكابح لا يعملون. Okay. So take your time and read again.
They had been arguing bitterly the night before. He had come in from the garage with oil on his shoes, food up. Desperate, she stabbed him. Horrified. كلمات جديدة طبعا. horrified by what she had done. She drove away from the house along the cliff roads. Suddenly she realized that the brakes weren't
working. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Now, as you can see, bitterly is an adverb and suddenly is also an adverb. I will move to Miss Salsabil in this situation and you will read C.
He was worried. Unfortunately, since his wife's death, his teenage daughter had become extremely difficult. They had agreed 2 a.m. as the latest return time from nightclubs. Now it was 3 and half. He prepared himself for confrontation as the door opened. Dad, she shouted angrily, have been frantic. You're late again.
Very good. So as you can see, we have angrily, extremely, and unfortunately. 3 of them are adverbs. As you can see here, we have some definitions of the word. Cliff is like a high area of rock, often at the edge of the sea. And frantic means very worried. قلق جدا. Okay, see. So confrontation, it means when you face somebody. For example, when you face someone, when you talk to someone face to face. Okay? This is what I mean of confrontation. Now, for this one, I'm gonna read it for Miss Jihan and she will read after me. Stage 1, feel fat, go on diet, lose weight. Feel fabulous, buy new clothes. Stage 2, eat normally, but controlling intake. Look fabulous, new clothes, slightly tight. Stage 3, eat and drink normally, potatoes, bread, pudding, and wine. New clothes don't fit, old clothes thrown away. Back to stage 1. So go ahead and read, Ms. Jihan, and take your time.
Okay, stage 1, feel fast, go on date, lose waiting, fell.
Stage 2. Stage 2.
Stage 2, eat normally, but
Controlling.
Intake. Control intake. Stage 3, eat and drink normally. Potatoes, bread, pudding, and
wine.
New clothes
don't fit
old clothes. Back
thrown away.
back to the. شفت كيف أستاذ طفرت من السطر اللي تحتاني ما خرج.
No problem with that. Read the way you like. You understand? Like be comfortable.
Back to stage 1.
Exactly. As you can see here, we're gonna have some adverbial phrases that are important on page 155, and I'm gonna go and teach you them.
Before the phrases أنا نسيت ممكن تذكر على السريع الفريزز verb.
الادفيربال هلا رح اشرح لك اياهم، يعني هلا الدرس رح اشرح لك اياهم. اوكي هو المشكله انه اذا ما قلت لك اياهم وحده ادهني بشكل عام الظروف.
بس انا نسيت الفريزز.
الادفيربال فريز ما اخذناهم قبل هالمره بالدرس. In this lesson we didn't, not even previously. It's new. So but I'm gonna explain them. Okay, so 155 we are talking about adverbial phrases. So we have some vocabulary that are related to this topic, and believe me, it's really important, so take your time. So 155. This is it. Okay. Now I have this, and it's really important to know. Now we have something that it's called here. We have confusing adverbs and adverbial phrases. Like, look, at the moment and actually, especially and specially, ever and even, hard and hardly, in the end and at the end, late and lately, near and nearly, still, and yet. In this lesson, we are going to put these adverbs and adverbial phrases, like at the moment is an adverbial phrase here, and I will explain. Ready? Okay. Look at hard and hardly. Hard and hardly. Look, he trains very hard, at least 3 hours a day. Hardly, it's incredibly foggy. I can hardly see anything. So can you see the difference between them? Okay.
Hardly.
Now we move to number 2, and I need from Miss Salsabil to take your time in this one and try to do it.
I hate it when people arrive late for meetings. I haven't heard from Mike lately. He must have been busy.
Very good. Late and lately. Be careful about them. They are extremely important. Now, number 3. رح ترجمهم إليك مس جيهان وتحاولي أنت تختاري. Of a film. من الفيلم. I always stay and watch the credits roll. يعني دائما بنتظر وبشوف أنا الكريدتس أسماء الممثلين. I didn't want to go. لا لم أكن أريد الذهاب. But they persuaded me. ولكن أقنعوني. أوكي. فأنت بتختاري شيء له علاقة بالنهاية. فأنت تختاري in the end و at the end. تمام؟ رح ساعدك. فعندك الخيار انه تختاري يا in the end او at the end. هي بس برأيك اي وحده لازم نحطها؟ نمبر 3 ونمبر والهي. خدي وقتك.
In the end of film. In the end of film هذه
وقف شوي. at لحتى اشرح لك اياها. at تشير الى نقطه معينه، تمام؟ يعني انا بنهايه الفيلم، يعني انا هي النقطه ما بدايته، لا بالنهايه، معناتها انا حددتها، ما هي؟
اوكي.
يعني حددت اينه بالفيلم، امت انا at، فبتحطي at the end. اوكي.
يعني بالاولى at the end of film وبعدين I didn't want to go but and the end of
they persuaded me.
in the end they persuaded me. شكرا.
العفو. Number 4 Miss Salsabil.
I love most kinds of music, but especially jazz. My wedding dress was specially made for me by a dressmaker.
But do you know the rule of especially and especially, to be honest, Miss Salsabil? Why did you choose especially for the first one and especially for the second one?
Because there is a difference between the both.
What is the difference?
We use especially when you describe something that you prefer, and especially talking about something specific.
Thank you. So like especially jazz. So for example, because you are talking about jazz specifically, right? Especially jazz. So I love most kinds of music, but especially jazz. So, and my wedding was specially made, in general, was specially made. Do you understand? So that's really good. Thank you very much, Mr. Sebi. Now, I need from Miss Jihan to take your time. I will read it for you, and you need to choose here adverbs or adverbial phrases. She looks younger than me. هي تبدو أصغر مني, but she's 2 years older. لكنها سنتين أكبر. Okay. Next one, they're renting a flat, but they're hoping to buy one soon. يعني مستأجرين شقة ولكن يأملون أن يشتروا شقة واحدة أو شقة قريبا. So what do you have to choose?
أنت حكيت هي she looks younger than me, but
okay, I will help you. You have to choose between at the moment or actually. I'm helping you here. But where you need to put them?
But actually she's 2 years older.
Very good. Older. Actually. Actually. And the next one?
Older than.
Yeah, got it.
Older than me? Or older?
Older, that's it.
Older.
She looks younger than me, but actually she's 2 years older.
Older.
The next one?
اللي تحتها شو أحط ما بعرف وين
at the moment. تحط الثانية أنا
at the moment أظن they are renting in the flat, but they were
hoping
to buy one
soon. Exactly, yes. They want to buy one soon. Exactly. Now, is it clear? Because I want to erase.
Okay.
Now let's move to number 6 with Miss Salsabil. And I will help you to choose. Okay, go ahead.
Just a sec. Finished my book. There, right there. Can I take a look at the words?
Yes, sure.
I've nearly finished my book. I'm on the last chapter.
Very good. And the next one?
Excuse me, is there a bank near here?
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Nearly. I have nearly, like closely, finished the book, my book. I'm on the last chapter. Excuse me, here near is a place, like regarding to a place. Is there a bank near here? Very good. Now, let's move to the next one. Number 7. Now, have you found a job and he's 35, but he lives with his parents? So we have to choose between still or yet. Okay, still or yet. Do you remember, Ms. Jihan?
I will find a job yet.
Have you found a job yet? Thank you.
Okay. And اللي بعدها he
Still. He's 35, but he
lives with his parents.
Sorry.
Still lives.
Yes, go ahead. I will replace it.
USA.
Still. Ms. Salsabil, I want you to move to the last one.
Have you ever been to the USA?
Have you ever?
I've been all over the USA. I've never been to Alaska.
No, you have to choose between ever and even.
I didn't see the word ever.
Even. Very good. Ever or even. So I've been all over the USA. I have even been to Alaska. Okay. So is everything clear here?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, please try to memorize everything here, because I'm gonna give you here the last exercise for you. Okay. But I will explain them one by one. Comment adverbs. Here we will read the sentences. Then we're gonna match the bold adverbs with the definitions. تعريف. For example, number 1 is done for you. I thought the job was going to be difficult, but in fact, it's quite easy. It's quite easy. So, ideally, it's done for you, which is here, yes. But for number 1, it's not done. Ideally means in a perfect world. Like ideally, we would go to Australia if we could afford it. So ideally here means in a perfect world. Take your time. You have, in fact, eventually, basically, apparently, anyway, obviously, and gradually. Okay? If you want, use a dictionary, Ms. Jihan. استخدمي قاموس.
Okay.
And here are the definitions. You have almost like 10 minutes to finish this exercise. In fact, eventually, basically, apparently, anyway, obviously, and gradually. Go ahead.
I'm done.
You're done. Okay. Okay, wait. Just give me 5 minutes, and then I will be right back. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. Number 2, I'm gonna just ask Ms. Salsabil. The truth is actually used to emphasize something, especially the opposite of what was previously said. In fact, the truth is actually used to emphasize something, especially the opposite of what's previously said. Very good. In fact, very good. So the first one is in fact. Okay, Ms. Jihan, can I ask you, or maybe you haven't finished?
Yes.
Do you want me to ask you?
Yes, the 3 is obviously.
Obviously.
Apparently.
Apparently. Well, no, I don't think so. What do you think here, Ms. Salsabil?
Basically.
Basically, in the most important ways. Basically. So, okay. Basically.
At least I tried.
Oh yeah, of course, sure. Okay. Ms. Salsabil clearly used to give information you expect other people to know or agree with. Obviously. Look, the B is not pronounced. Obviously. Okay. Now, little by little.
Gradually.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss Shihan. Okay. According to what you have heard or read in any case, used to change or finish a conversation. What do you think?
Should I answer?
Yeah, sure.
Apparently.
Apparently, according to what you've heard or read in any case, used to change or finish a conversation, but it does not actually. Do you think that it's gonna finish the conversation?
You're talking about number 6, right?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, number 6. Yes, number 6. Sorry. I mixed. According to what you've heard, what you have heard or read, what is it?
Apparently.
Apparently, yes. I'm so sorry, I missed. Apparently. Okay, number 7. In any case, used to change or finish a conversation.
In any way?
Anyway, yes. Yes, anyway. Anyway. Finally, in the end, after a series of events or difficulties. What is it?
Eventually.
Eventually, very good. Eventually. Okay, very good. Well done. So, in fact, basically, obviously, gradually, apparently, anyway, and eventually. Okay. That's the lesson for today. We're gonna have like some time for conversation maybe, or maybe if you have any questions regarding the class we have today, or we had today. So, any questions?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I'm asking about the student. Buthena, I didn't hear any news.
Yeah, she
from-
sent me a message yesterday that she's not gonna say, she was not gonna actually attend because maybe, I don't know, maybe she was having something, I don't know, and she didn't even attend this time. Well, I don't know what's the reason.
يعني بعد ما راح ترجع مرة ثانية نهائيا.
Well, I don't know, actually. I have no idea because no, she didn't say that. She only apologized for yesterday's lesson.
And
but
today she
didn't apologize, so I don't know, maybe something I don't know, actually.
I will try to call her today and ask her.
Yeah, do that. Okay, what about you, Ms. Salsabil? Any questions?
No.
Okay, well, thank you very much for this. I'm gonna send the recording soon, so thank you and good night.
Thank you, teacher. God bless you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.